Hello again guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I am coming back to you guys with some college tips. Like the new semester has started, well it's probably been started a couple weeks now, but for some people, this may be their first day or whatever. So I wanted to give you guys some tips on how to make your college year very, very smoothly, and maybe it might apply to even if you're in high school as well. Some of these tips I did do. Thankfully, some of them I didn't do, which I ended up regretting. So yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so tip number one is to let your lecturer be your best friend. Like seriously, you really should get to know your lecturer as good as possible, of course in an academic sense. I was always one of the students who, after class is over, bushcraft Felicia gone. Like I am gone. Like seriously, I was never one to like linger around. And I always used to wonder like why some kids like they'll be waiting in line to see the teacher and stuff like that. And I'm like, I already grasped what I had to grasp inside of class. Like I don't need to be here no longer. I got pictures to edit, you know. So that was always me. But I do regret not making my presence known more to my teacher. I just feel like when you're like constantly in communication with your lecturer, you're always in the know, like you're getting it from the source. And also too, they like if you keep popping up a lot, like they'll make you, they would remember you, and they'll be like, hey, I wonder if Felicia understood this, or hey Felicia, did you get what I was saying this time? You understand? So it's like building a real solid relationship, and even too, they can let you know where you're falling off and whatever the case may be. So that's definitely my tip number one. Tip number two, now this I did do, is to make a friend in every class. Like, I know some people are introverts. They don't really want to talk to no one. They don't really want to be no one's friend. Okay, cool, sis, you do you. But me, I like in every class, I used to look around, okay, like who is going to be my friend? I didn't need much, but you need to be friends, or well, I'm using friends very loosely, of course, but you need to be amongst people who are in the know, people who are up to date with the class, like people who gets it, who understands it. Like that one friend, if you leave your book home, oh no problem, just scoot over, we could share, or oh I got the link for that, or even like I've met some people in college, like I would be in my own little world doing whatever, and they'd be like, oh Felicia, did you do that homework? Sis, what homework? And I am literally trying to finish up homework that I'm just finding out a couple minutes before class starts. And so you definitely want to make friends with somebody inside the class, somebody, so that you can be in the know, so that you can be aware. Like there are times in college where someone would be like, oh yeah, my other friend in this class, she took the exam last year and she said that this was on it, this, that, and the third. So definitely the purpose, one of the purposes of that is to be more informed on what's going on in class, to also gain other perspectives, and just network, like build other relationships. Like these relationships that you meet, that you make with the people in your class, they could turn out to be business partners years later, you know. And so definitely do not be isolated, like make friends in college, definitely. Tip number three is to get a tutor if needed. Now me, I am not good at maths. If you need help in English, if you need help in literature, and even literature to a certain extent, but at 1, 2, 3, that just isn't me. Like I always found maths to be very difficult, and my major was business marketing, and so that required a lot of math. So I had to do business maths, normal maths, statistics, so accounting, oh my god, like the list goes on of the things that required maths. And so anything that involved maths, I had to get a tutor for. And honestly, if it wasn't for some of my tutors, I don't know how I would have made it. I literally met some great tutors in college, people who like stayed up in the wee hours of the night helping me to study, helping me to get it. And so if you know that a subject is your weakness, get a tutor from the semester starts, like from the first week in the semester. Get a tutor, and allow them to help you and practice it over and over and over until it becomes second knowledge. Okay, so tip number 4 is to take advantage of the internet. And what I mean by this is, in my college years, my 5 years of college, I could literally count on one hand how many books I purchased, like physical books. The only reason why I purchased the physical book is because I could not find it online. Like, PDFs were my best friends in college. And a lot of the PDFs I did not pay for, like someone either sent me a PDF link to download, or I went on websites like Pirates Bay, I think it is, like certain like hack websites. I went on. If I find any or remember any, I will definitely put them in the link below. And these websites I used to download all of my college materials, so definitely PDFs. Another thing that I would like to tell you guys to try to look for are audiobooks. If you can also find the audio version along with the PDF version, the more the merrier, because with me, for example, I edit a lot, so as I'm editing, I can't read. But if I have a PDF, if I have an audiobook reciting what it's saying, I could just tune into what the audiobook is saying. Now, I did this like once, I think in college, but I didn't do it a lot after. I don't even know for what reason why. But that's another example of something that I regret not doing, was listening more to audiobooks as a form of studying. Another thing on this same point is searching up PowerPoint slides as a studying guide, because there are some lectures like all over the world, when they teach their college curriculum, when they teach their classes, they upload the notes, the lecture notes, they upload questions, they upload answers, they upload even the whole exams, like everything onto the internet. A little tip on how I actually find these things is that I put .pdf at the end of whatever I type in. So let's just say I'm looking for a book called How to Tell the Truth. I will put How to Tell the Truth .pdf. If I'm looking for the PowerPoint slides on it, I will put How to Tell the Truth .ppt, because PPT is PowerPoint template, I think that's what it means. But you want to enter the end, I don't even know what to call that, but the last part, you want to enter that in so that Google or whatever search engine could know that you're not looking for information up on it, you're looking for the exact PDF file, and you're looking for the exact PowerPoint file. Also, on the same point number 4, is Quizlet. Like, Quizlet is literally, oh my god, Quizlet is so amazing. I used Quizlet like 100 times in college. Like, yo, Quizlet. Like, my little cousin, she's in grade 9, I believe. I just told her about Quizlet. I was like, sis, if you don't Quizlet these answers. And so basically what it does is it's like a study guide. And for every book, they have chapter summary, they have chapter notes, they have chapter questions, and usually these same questions are repeated on the exams. And so Quizlet is definitely another website that I took full advantage of during my college years. Alright guys, so tip number 5, and this one I discovered, I believe, my second year in college. I think the beginning of my second year in college, and it is basically how to properly search for anything really on Google. So if you're looking for, let's go back to the book, How to Tell the Truth and whatever, right? If you're looking for How to Tell the Truth and you want to find the PDF version of that book online, and someone has the physical copy right in front of you, what you would do is go into Google and type in probably like 2 sentences, maybe even just 1 sentence out of the book, out of the physical copy. Type it in Google, but remember to put it in quotation marks. I was about to say parentheses. Put it in quotation mark. And so if a sentence says, in order to tell the truth, you must admit to the truth. If that's what the sentence says inside of the book, you would type that exact thing in on Google and you will put it in quotation marks. And the exact book, if it is available online, it will be found. You would see different website that has the book, and you'll be able to find it just like that. And the same goes for if you're looking for blog posts, anything that has the exact, that's the thing, the quotation marks looks for the exact thing. And if it's out of quotation marks, if you don't enter any, it's just basically going to give you a general finding. And so that has been very, very helpful, especially when looking for books and when studying. Like if I was studying, or even if you have homework, like if you have homework and you don't understand a question, just put the exact questions in Google and put them in quotation marks. And then you'd find the exact question, and then you'd find people answering them. It's, girl, these are really some hacks. Tip number 6 is to not wait last minute to get resources. And this is something that I did not learn, being stubborn, until I think midway into college, because I think that when you enter college, a lot of times you believe that the slackness that you got in high school, you could carry that into college, but that is far from the case. So definitely do not wait last minute to get your resources, because it only puts you at the back end. If you need a book, if you need a tool or utensil, if you need anything, try to get it as early as possible, even before the class starts, because the demand for it will be really, really great once the semester has begun. And then you would find that even to purchase it before the semester started, it was lower, and then now the price increased because almost everybody needs it. Like, you need it for your final exam. And so definitely do not wait last minute to get resources. Tip number 7 is to save your work for future use. And listen to me, I cannot tell you how many essays I've written in my first year of college that have helped me to get through major essays in my last year of college. Like, all of your work, do not throw them away, because certain classes you might need to look back on them for references. Even how you worded them, you could just piggyback and even add more to it. Like, it's your work, so it's not like you copying old things. You just further strengthening your argument by using other points that you knew before. And so definitely do not throw away your work. They will come in handy in some way. Tip number 8, guys, is to try to pick a class after all of your important classes have been completed and you're just looking for some extra credit. Try to pick a class that is outside of your comfort zone. Like, I believe that college should be a learning experience, and I always said that in my last year of college I would do something that's going to challenge me, whether it be academically. Well, no. I take away whether it be academically, because I was challenged with maths for like all my college years, so I knew it was going to be academically, but I wanted it to challenge me in some way. And for me, I'm not a very like aggressive person, so I wanted to take a course that would challenge that, and that was jujitsu. I took jujitsu. It's a self-defense class, and I really, really enjoyed it. Like, I was hayating and like, Lord, I was doing all type of Japanese/Chinese stuff my last semester in college, and it really like brought, like, I guess somewhat of an aggressive side out of me, but I guess only when the time comes. But I liked that class because I had to deal with things that I wasn't really used to. Like, I had to deal with yelling. I had to deal with getting thrown on the ground and picked back up and tossed. Like, I had to deal with so much stuff. Like, oh my God. Like, I really didn't sign up for this, even though I did. But that class really taught me, some moves. It really taught me some moves. And it also taught me a lot of good things to be aware of in terms of how to defend myself, how to always be alert, as a young girl, stuff like that. So that class was very eye-opening, and it'll definitely be a class that I would never forget in college. So definitely, if you can, try to take a course that is outside of your comfort zone. Because tip number 9, guys, is to try to register as early as possible. I know that a lot of people can't because of financial reasons, but if you can, if you have the willpower to and the ability to, try to register as early as possible so that not only you can get into the classes that you want or need, so that you can get the times that suit your schedule. Like for me, I tried not to get weekend classes because that's when I would have jobs. And even if I get an evening class, I would prefer it be early in the day because people don't normally book photo shoots Monday evening, Tuesday evening. So I could have done something like that. But normally I would like my classes to be in the morning. Let me just go every morning, 10 o'clock to like 1 o'clock, and then I have the rest of the evening free. That is my ideal schedule. So definitely try to register early so that you could get into your classes, and so that you can schedule your time, the classes how you want them, you know? And so that's tip number 9, guys. Tip number 10, one that I so regret not doing. I promise you guys, tip number 10 is my biggest regret in my college years. So try not to do this. I regret not joining organizations. I regret not pledging. I regret not being as sociable as I think I could have been. With me, I was so focused on my business. It was like, okay, I want to excel in school, but after school, my business still can be there. Like, I need to nurture this. I need to exert a lot of my energy and my efforts into it. And so from my mindset, I didn't have the time to focus on school and my business and join an organization. It was too much. Like something had to lose. But I definitely wish that I would have at least tried to. Like, that's the thing with me in joining organizations. I never tried. Because every time the thought came up, it was like, please, you don't have no time for this. You can't do that. You can't commit to that. I think that if I had tried, and I would have made a way. And so that is definitely one of my biggest regrets in college, not pledging, not joining an organization that I probably care about, not starting an organization, you know, like really leaving a mark in college. You know, I feel like for the most part, I just ran through it because I was so focused on my business. But definitely try to cherish your college years because they go by quickly. I even missed college, you know, and I just graduated last year. So that is definitely tip number 10, guys. And then just general tips, like I guess 2 bonus tips if you want to call it. Pay attention in class. Like for me, I learn, like if I am in tune with what my lecturer is talking about, what they're saying, I will remember that more to me than when I go back home and study. Or if I go back home and study, it's easier because I was so in tune in class. So definitely pay attention in class and try not to miss classes. Like with me, I used to miss classes, right? I sound like, well, what had happened was, right? Yeah, with me, I used to miss classes, but I was sort of smart and strategic with it. Like I only missed classes when I knew for a fact, like a direct fact, that we wasn't gonna do nothing. Like we really wasn't gonna do nothing. And the majority of the times when I missed the class, it was to catch up on other work, other demanding work, like stuff like accounting and maths, which just was killing me. But if you can, try to avoid missing classes as much as possible. Only do it if you absolutely have to, because missing one day is like missing a week. Seriously, like missing one day is like missing a whole month. And so yeah, don't be like me. I miss classes. I miss classes in college, but I definitely paid the price. And so guys, those are my college tips for you guys / college hacks. I wish you guys an amazing semester. All I want to hear from you guys are A's. And yeah, don't rush college, guys. Definitely try to enjoy the experience. And yeah, until next time, bye.